Hello and welcome back. I am so glad to see that you came back again. I've been battling a migraine off and on for days now. Also, for days now, I've been battling vertigo, a mild case. Although none of it is really mild, but I can function. And I would take this type of vertigo any day over the one I had a couple years back where I was debilitated for 5 days. I couldn't even get out of bed hardly. But this one is when I hold my head back to rinse the shampoo and conditioner out of my hair, I'll spin. When I bend over or look, I could be standing straight up and look down, I will spin. And it's pretty drastic, but it only lasts like a couple of seconds. But my first day when I woke up, I noticed my vertigo was starting. So that night I thought, I'm scared to death to go to sleep because I know when I wake up, bam, it's there. Every time. My vertigo doesn't like pop up at noon and say hello. It always is when I wake up. So that night, I think I might have already talked about this. I tried to do the maneuver that some doctors say to do to move the crystals back in the area they're supposed to be in. And what that is that you sit straight up and the surface that you're on, whether it be a table or your bed or whatever, you're supposed to lean back really quick. But you're supposed to hang your head off of whatever you're laying on. So you throw yourself back really quick and you have your head hanging down. Not your shoulders, just your head. And you lay there for about, I think it's 30 seconds. And then you look to either the right or the left. I did the right first. And I counted 30 seconds. And then I rolled my body over. And then I sat back up. Well, after I rolled my body over, it was another 30 seconds. Then I sat back up. And I flung back again. And I looked to the left. And oh my God. I was like, oh shit, I hope I did not throw myself in major vertigo, because this dizzy is different than a merry-go-round dizzy. You know how you'll go around the merry-go-round and you jump off and you'd spin and can't walk straight? That's not vertigo at all. And you're spinning, but you can keep your eyes open and you can see things going. But this vertigo is like 30 times worse than that. And it's like, it literally feels like you're going to roll off of whatever you're laying on. And I remember I clenched my eyes as tight as I could, and I was like, oh no, 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 please stop, please stop. And after a few seconds, it slowed down. But it was like you're spinning in your head. It was like, I can't explain it, but it's so extreme and miserable. But it was like I was spinning literally in my skull. It was like horrible. And I'm laying there thinking, oh God, oh God, oh God. I just got out of the shower and I just had, this might be TMI, but I just had my t-shirt and panties on. And I was on my bed and had the ceiling fan going fast because I remember thinking, okay, if this triggers it, being cold helps. So I closed my eyes, clenched them right after I started spinning, and I'm like, begging, I don't know who, for it to stop. And my whole body, behind my knees, my legs, my calves, my face, everything just started pouring sweat. And I'm like, oh my God, it was horrible. And I remember I pulled my shirt up because, I just got extremely hot. And I'm letting the ceiling fan going. And as I'm laying there, I realize I breathe different. When this is going on, I breathe different. And I don't know why I didn't notice that before, but at that moment, I realized that I did that every time I had active vertigo. So I'm laying there trying to be still, as still as possible, and I'm lightly spinning and sweating profusely. And I remember my breath would be sharp in and then sharp out and then sharp in. I was not really concerned because I didn't care. But I laid there for a while and I was scared to move because it became minimal. I didn't want it to get extreme again. So I'm laying there sweating like a cow. And I had my shirt up and my bedroom light was on. And in my bedroom window on the edge where my curtains don't go all the way around, I need to fix that. But you can see out the window, but it's only like about that wide. And I had a fear that somebody was going to come up to that crack, look in my bedroom and see my half-ass naked body laying on the bed with the light on. So I laid there as long as I could, and I'm thinking, I hadn't even took my sleeping pills yet either. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I need to get up on my pillow somehow. I need to take my sleeping pills to knock myself out. And knowing it was on my left side, that is the side I always sleep on first. And I'm like, oh shit, I had to sleep on my right side or start off that way. And so after what seemed like forever, and it was probably a good 30 minutes, or it seemed like it. So I'm like, okay, I've got to do this. So I raised up really quick and I'm going again full force, and I yanked that chain that was over my head to turn the light off, and I laid on my right side really quick. I took my sleeping pills as I was still laying, so I was laying on my right side taking my pills. Oh, I just kind of spun. I closed my eyes. The TV's going and everything. And I'm on my side and kind of have my shirt up a little bit, and I'm still sweating, especially since I moved again. And I'm laying there. And I'm like, oh shit, I hope I'm not like this in the morning. Please, God, don't let me be like this in the morning, because my greatest fear is being debilitated again. The last time this happened to me, I had nobody to help me. Nobody even offered to help me. And this includes my family. So I ate once a day and I drank once a day. And I was living with my ex, my kid's dad, not my last ex-husband. And when he got home from work, he would bring me something to eat and a soda. And I tried to make that soda go as long as I could so I could take my sleeping pills again. But nobody came to check on me. Not my family, nobody. So I had no help. And when I had to call the ambulance because I couldn't take no more on the fourth day, that was difficult. I had one person that really didn't help, and that was very difficult. They couldn't help me. I didn't even know what was going on. So I had to go back home. And then the next day I started getting a little bit better. But I got so sick. But my whole topic on this is it has gave me a migraine that I deal with off and on since this started. I think today's day 3 or 4. I feel nauseous. I've been taking Zofran for the last few days. My neck is so tense, it hurts. My appetite is crap. And I just feel horrible. I got where I started thinking, okay, is this truly vertigo? Because what I read is you're just dizzy. That's it. You don't breathe funny, or not that I read anyway. You can become debilitated, that's true. But I'm like, is this really vertigo? Because this is so extreme. And I'm not just saying, oh, I'm so weak. A strong person can handle this. That's not where I'm going. I'm talking really, it's extreme. When I stand up and have vertigo, I have to walk quickly and as straight as I can, and I have to open my eyes, shut them, open my eyes and shut them, because the room, let's just say if there's that picture that you see right there, but it's in front of me and I'm looking at it, it is literally spinning and it looks like a blur, but you can see it moving. So when I'm walking, I'm going at an angle, and I'm trying to keep my head down too, because for some odd reason it's a little easier, but not too much easier. So it's that bad. And when I'm on the toilet, I have to like lean way over, like I'm laying my stomach on my lap, and close my eyes and try to slow it down, and then run back to bed. And I have to grab a wet washcloth that's cold and put it on my face because I just feel like I'm going to throw up. I mean, it's horrible. So I'm trying to come out of it. I still have it. And I remember I just told my guides when this became active, please don't let this get any worse, please. And I feel like they're working on me. I feel like that they've been coming to me almost every day. I don't remember what day my headache started, but they did work on that. I remember vibrations going on in my head and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's horrible. If anybody that's watching this video knows anybody else that's having vertigo, let me know if they're that bad. I had an ear, nose, and throat visit, but I canceled it because I kept reading and kept hearing there's no cure. There's nothing that they can do for you. You just have to write it out or do the maneuvers. There's no way I can do those maneuvers. There's no way at all because it's that severe. I'm not a weak baby that's like, oh, I can't do it. It's severe. It is so severe. And I just can't do it. There's just no way. I can do it, but it's like 5 times worse. I wish that I can give you a sample of it just so you would understand. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, oh yeah, I know, it's bad. But some of you probably never experienced it or never heard of anybody having it. It's like, let me give you 2 minutes of it. Just 2 minutes. You'll come out like a crying baby. So those maneuvers, if they help, I think it helps the next day. But going through that severe spinning and all that, you don't want to add to it. And so I canceled my appointment. The last one I went to said, oh yeah, there's nothing we can do for you, but you have to do the maneuvers. And I remember saying, oh God, I can't do that. And he looked at me like, well, why not? And I even think he said, why not? And I said, because mine is just that severe. It's almost crippling. It's severe. I'm debilitated. And he just kind of looked at me and ignored me. And then I'm like, okay, I don't think he understands. So also my nurses, I see a nurse practitioner, but her RN said, the older you get, the worse it gets. And that's true. So far, it is true. I'm like, I can't live like that. That's excruciating. I cannot live like that. There's no way. And I'm like, what is the freaking cause? And how, is there a way to get out of it? I don't know. So if there's no cure and the only option is doing those maneuvers, I just canceled it. There's gotta be something out there that helps. There has to be. But anyway, yeah, this whole video is about vertigo. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's something to talk about, I guess. So I'm going to let you guys go. And I love you tremendously. And I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.